Hey everyone, this is Tankenstein coming to you live and direct from Melbourne, the center of everywhere, to bring to you today your complete and comprehensive video going over all things boosters in War Thunder. I'll be going over quite a bit today, including what boosters are, how to earn them, and how to maximize their effectiveness, and many other things. So stay tuned. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe, but without further ado, let's get into it. So boosters in War Thunder consist of one of two things. They're either RP boosters, and they get you that little special thing that you need to get your next tank, or a module within a tank. For example, with the Leopard 1, it would help me get my artillery support here. Or they can help you get Silver Lions. So if you're ever at a deficit for Silver Lions and you might need to get that next vehicle that you've always been wanting, this would help to get it. And they come in many different flavors, from 10 to 500%. And typically the lower amounts here, like the 10%, will come in a 20 mission flavor, so to speak. So you'll have 20 missions at a 10% boost, which many people would prefer over a single 75 or 100% boost. And at the same token, you can have a Silver Lion booster do the same. Typically 15% boosters come with 10 missions, but you can get those in 20. You can get 30% boosters, 75% boosters, 100, 150, 200, 300. I'm not sure about 400, and then you can get 500% boosters as well, and that goes for both Silver Lions and RP. So there's tons of different flavors, and then you have all these different special ones as well. So this one I have a 77% booster I can have for 7 missions. That was a limited event one, if I'm not mistaken, 90% booster, things like that. So even beyond what I had just mentioned, there's plenty more boosters to go around. And this one is a ridiculously long-lasting one, a 50% booster with 50 missions. So I'm just waiting for that one time where I can be at home for a long period of time and just play. So that being said, there are many different ways that you could earn these boosters. And first and foremost, most people are probably familiar with is when you log in each day, you will be able to earn a booster. Typically, it's a random booster. More or less, you're going to get 10 to 20, maybe even 30% from these. It's when you log in again on a daily basis. But you can also purchase boosters, and that's through completing special tasks. So you can go into the War Bond shop here, and as you can see, there's a few boosters. I've already purchased this, and on any given month, you can purchase the 75%, 150, 300, and 500%. And these are only unlockable depending on the level of shop that you have. So you need to complete 22 separate tests in order to get to level 4 in the shop, and up to 40 to complete or to get to level 5. Further, you can purchase them through this battle trophy booster. So I'll just click on this to show you exactly what I mean, because I've got tons of war bonds and I'm not spending them anywhere. So these tend to be a little bit better than just your regular daily login boosters. And as you can see there, you can have an 800% booster. I personally have never gotten that, even though I've unlocked, even though I've used the War Bond shop many times to get boosters. That one it is ridiculously rare. And that's one other thing that you do want to note, is that the higher the booster, typically the more difficult it is to get. And one other thing that most people do not know, or at least do not do as far as I know, you can get boosters through the item shop. And this is a little bit less of a favored way really to get boosters, because they're not really all that good. So there are a few decent ones. This one's a 10-day, 70 or 10 mission, 75% booster, and it's all well and good, but you're spending 500 golden eagles for that. So it's a little bit of a difficult situation we put in. You're spending a little bit over $3 for a single booster, and in my opinion, your money's probably just better spent getting premium if you do have the spare golden eagles. That being said, there are a few different tactics that you can use when getting golden eagles or boosters. But before I get into that, actually come to mind, there is one last way, the main way that you can get boosters, and that is completing or Assault Air Arcade and Assault Ground Arcade. So essentially these modes are where you and a group of allies are pitted against a bunch of computers, and each 5 minutes that you live until you actually win the match, if you do end up winning the match, you get better and better boosters and a possibility for a backup, which I will go over in another video, so stay tuned for that. And basically, if you survive for 5 minutes, you're only going to get the worst booster possible. If you survive for 11 minutes, you're going to get the second worst. I believe it caps out at 25 minutes, and once you get past that and then you eventually win, you get the best boosters, and typically those are 300% or better. So it's a really, really cool way to get it. Plus you get RP and Silver Lions for completing these tasks. So it's just an awesome game mode, and you do get your boosters out of it, along with potential for backup. So that being said, once you do click on a booster, and I'll show you this now, I'll click on this 150% booster. As you can see, it says valid for 1 day, 23 hours. Typically, they are valid once you get them for 2 days, 23 hours, or 2 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes. So essentially 3 days. And then as soon as you activate it, it goes down to 1 day. So once you activate, you only have a single day to use that booster. Whether it's 20 missions, a single mission, or anything else, you only have 1 day to use it. And one other very important thing that a lot of people do not realize, and I'll just show you this here. So it's a 10% booster, which is great, but if you activate another RP booster, you're not necessarily going to get 60%. So when I do this, it'll just go up to 46%. So there is a little bit of a deficit. So you're not going to get every single, all the boosts that you want from a single match just because you put all of your boosters in. If you had 10 100% boosters, you're not going to get 1,000% either Silver Lions or RP. It's just not going to happen. So that being said, I feel that one of the most important ways to kind of look at boosters is how best to use them, how to maximize their effectiveness. And it really depends between the RP and the Silver Lions booster. So in my opinion, the best way to maximize the Silver Lion booster is to go into the highest level match that you can find, right? The one that you know your plane's the best, your tank's the best, even your ship's the best. And where you can do the absolute best. So it doesn't really matter, for example, if everything is researched on your plane, like with my F4C, because it doesn't affect any RP. But rather, if you have the best planes, tanks, or ships available at your disposal, then you should be able to get maximum Silver Lions from that match, assuming that you're good enough with those vehicles. So again, with my strategy here, I would go into the highest tier match that you can get, because typically those do give you more Silver Lions. Bombing, for example, with planes gives a good amount of Silver Lions, and just really go hog wild with it. And if you do well enough in the match, then you will get a ton of Silver Lions. Now, RP boosters are a little bit different in how you maximize them, just in a small way. So with this, I wouldn't be using my F4C Phantom 2 for the most part with an RP booster, because not only have I unlocked the plane, but I have everything unlocked within it. Rather, because I just recently unlocked my A4B, I would be using this just so I can get my Mark 83 bombs quicker, and I will also be able to research my next vehicle. But even more effectively, because I've not gone to the top of the Soviet tech tree here when it comes to tanks, I would actually be better served, especially if I do want to continue researching Soviet vehicles. I'd be much better served doing these vehicles, and especially picking the ones that I have not completely modified yet, including the KV-85, Object 279, so on and so forth. So not only are you getting quicker to the next vehicle, for example, but you will be able to get your modules done a little bit quicker as well. And again, it does matter how you stack them. If you have two separate RP boosters going at the same time, you're not going to get the maximum effectiveness unless you had it individual, but you also don't know because you could have an incredible match, one match, and the next match could be terrible. So maximizing RP boosters really, and also Silverline boosters, really depends on the match that you're going into, and sometimes doubling up on them makes the most sense. If you do not have a lot of time to play this game, say if you can only play 1 or 2 matches, or you know that you can only play 10 matches over 2 days, and you have two 10% boosters that last 10 or 20 matches, then just stack them. That way you can get the most out of it, and at the same time you're not letting them go to waste, even though they do have a diminished effect. So that being said, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I feel like I went over pretty much everything when it comes to boosters. Remember, please like, comment, and subscribe. It all means so very much to me. But that being said, again, thanks so much for watching. Have a great night, a great day, great whatever it is you're doing. And I'm not saying good night. I'm just saying. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.